I have divided up on this particular meme some various distinctive elements of good self-defense training, which all people who teach self-defense training should include and should be aware of. And so, if you're a consumer, and my guess is that the majority of you who are watching this are people who are interested in booking self-defense courses or interested in knowing about self-protection. Rather than people necessarily are teaching it. But of course, if you're a teacher as well, then hopefully this might be useful in some way, and you can put your comments up as well. All feedback is great. So first of all, it's unpredictable in nature. So that means it can happen at any time. It's nearly always inconvenient. So that's a big distinction between just about most other forms of fighting. Any form of agreed fighting, there's something about the convenience. So it might be if somebody steps out to have a fight with somebody, they might not want to step outside to have a fight with somebody. They might not want to actually kick off and have a fight with somebody. Maybe it's a peer pressure thing that they're doing. But there is a degree of convenience in the respect that they've agreed to do something. Okay. So in self-defense, it is your absolute last option. It's an unavoidable physical situation. Either you use force or you get physically hurt in some way, or you're having force used against you in some way against your will. So you're doing that to stop it or prevent that. So there's no preset conditions, location, or agreements. So none of those things come into play when you're claiming self-defense. As soon as you go into those, then you're consenting to a fight. And it usually takes the form of an ambush. So that you don't get more inconvenient than that, if you like. And that sort of thing doesn't happen within any form of agreed match fight. And as I said, when I say match fight, I'm not just talking about sporting events. I'm encompassing street fights as well. So which they don't take the form of ambushes. Okay, so that makes up the unpredictability of self-defense. Although I'm sure there's plenty of other bullet points I could have added to that. So the asymmetrical dynamic. Now, this is one of the big defining points I put about physical training in self-defense. So people love talking about there's no rules in self-defense. And I've purposely not written that down there because people do have their rules. Their rules are defined by where they stand morally on a situation. They're defined by the legal consequences of a physical altercation. All those sort of things come in. So I don't like to go into that whole territory of there's no rules in a self-defense situation and that part of it. So I like to talk about something called the asymmetrical dynamic. And what this is first of all, it couldn't be clear. It couldn't be clearer in the respect that it's defender versus aggressor. So quite simply, the person claiming self-defense is defending their situation. They can be preemptive. They could be the first person to physically act, if you like, because they see an attack is imminent and they can't avoid it. Or they could be responding physically to a situation where somebody has attacked them. So it's defender versus aggressor. So that immediately makes an asymmetrical dynamic. So a predator who's decided to mug somebody or to rape somebody or to incapacitate them in any way and is targeting someone, and that target is the defender as they're using self-defense. So that creates a totally different dynamic. So any assault that you have ever heard of or seen or hopefully not been involved in, but if that has happened to you, you'll know that there is that asymmetrical dynamic. It's not two people fighting off in a consensual manner. It's a person attacking and a person defending. Okay, so that starts it. So elements like preemptive striking come into play, and preemptive striking has no place in any form of match fighting. It doesn't mean you're just the first person who strikes. A preemptive strike is often set up with deception. It's often done when the other person isn't expecting it. That's the whole kind of setup of a preemptive strike. So the equivalent to that in a match fight would be you hitting somebody as they step out of the locker room to fight you. Okay, or when you step in the cage or step in the ring, and the referee, before as he's about to give you both your instructions, you attack him with something or attack her with something straight away. Then that's examples of preemption. Obviously, within a self-defense situation, it's going to be legally done, so it's not an assault, if you like. It's a counter assault, but it's preemptive, and preemption you don't really see in an agreed consensual fight.